Today we are going to learn about the poem. Okay? This poem has been written by Johnson Agard. He is the poet. This poem shows how complicated human mind is. Is it difficult to understand? Yeah, right. It is very difficult to understand the mind of the people, the human behavior, the nature. Okay, so what the poem is telling us, it asks us not to judge a book by its cover. By looking at the outer appearance, we can't judge a person. What we see is not the reality. පුතාලා දකින්න දේ නෙමෙයි ඇත්ත. මොනදර පැටවුනේ අද පොයම් එකේ අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න යන දේ. What you see is not real. අපිට පේන මතු පිටින් පේන දේ නෙමෙයි ඇත්ත. Okay, let's go to the poem. I told you it is written by Johnson Agard. He is the poet. The poem begins like this. About my husband, the clown. What could I say? Wait. Look at the title of the poem. The Clown's Wife. Who is the clown? Here he is. He's an entertainer. He makes us laugh. He makes the audience happy by doing all the sort of funny things. When we read the title, it brings us a smile. Because it creates a joyful, delightful, happy image in our mind. But look, about my husband, the clown. What could I say? They are the first two lines. There we can understand it is through the voice of the wife we look at the clown. In other words, we see the clown from the wife's perspective. It is the wife who is describing her husband. Understood? මේ clown ගැන විහිළුකාරය ගැන කියන්නේ විහිළුකාරයා නෙමෙයි. එයාගේ wife. Yeah, it's good because the wife is the one who knows a lot of things. We know about his public life. He comes to the stage, performs, makes us happy, makes us laugh, and leaves. It is his wife who knows his personal life. I'm not telling wives know everything. Wives la සේරම දන්නවා කියලා නෙමෙයි කියන්නේ. They know better. So here, the clown's wife is describing her husband. Look, about my husband, the clown, what could I say? Imagine you go and ask the wife, what do you have to say about your husband? And the wife says, my husband, that clown. What could I say? I don't have much to say. I don't know much about him. Look, we believe that wife is the most reliable person to describe a husband. But she knows nothing. She also can't understand her own husband. පුතේ මනුස්සයන්ගේ හිත කියවන එක තරම් අමාරු දෙයක් ලෝකේ නැහැ. Understanding a person is the most difficult thing. That's why we should learn literature. That's why we should learn literature. පුතේ අපි සාහිත්‍ය ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ. There you can understand how complicated the human mind is. It changes all the time. You should accept that. So therefore, learning a subject like literature plays a very important role. It helps us to understand people better. Okay. Then the poem begins asking a rhetorical question. What's a rhetorical question? When I ask this question from you, so I don't expect any answer. So it is not aimed. This question is asked aimlessly. I don't expect any answer from you. It is said, it is asked to show my frustration. It's a question. Although it is a question, it's not a question. I don't expect any answer from you, from anyone. So, the poem starts with a rhetorical question. The wife is asking us. I don't have a lot of things to talk about my husband. I don't know. I hardly know him. Just like that. No? The other, look, about my husband, the clown. So she's not showing the proper respect to her husband. She hasn't understood her husband. The clown, that is a profession. That's his job. He does it for living. Understood that already? We just say, my husband. Okay, let's go to the second stanza. On stage, he is a different person. Up there, he is the king on a throne. On the stage, he is the king. He gets the attraction of everyone. Everyone is looking at him. He's loved by all the people. He's the main character there on the stage. But at home, you should hear him mourn. Mourn means he's crying, weeping, lamenting, disappointed, exhausted. After coming home, he shows. That means we can hear him mourn. The first two lines describes his public life. On the stage, he wears a happy face and he doesn't want to show his sad face to the people. Although he has got a lot of problems in his life, he doesn't want to show those things to the audience because they have come to watch him, watch his funny acts. So he hides the reality there. But at home, it is his personal life. He comes home exhausted maybe, tired. But look, the contrast, the personal life and the public life. In front of people, I'm another character. I show my happy face, I smile. You think I have got everything. I'm enjoying all the luxuries in my life. But you can't read my mind. You don't know what I'm thinking about. What type of suffocations I have got? You don't know. You judge people by looking at his or her outer appearance. That's not correct. That's not the reality. That's what the poem says. Okay. The moment he walks through that door, look, it creates an image. No. He's walking through that door. The poet is trying to create some imaginations in your mind. A picture. Now you can see the exhausted, tired clown coming home after his day's work through that door. Without that red nose and them funny claws, he doesn't have that red nose. He is not wearing funny clothes anymore. Now he's coming home. He seems to have the world on his shoulder. Do you think that he is carrying the globe on his shoulder as Atlas, the god? No. It shows he has got a lot of responsibilities, duties, burden on his shoulder. He is crushed with weight of life. Understood? I come here, I start work at 6 o'clock, I go home at 7:30, all day long. I stay here, I work, teach children. So at the end of the day, I feel very tired, exhausted. Understood? So likewise, this clown comes home exhausted and he comes with the world on his shoulder. That means the burden of his life. He should be a very poor person. He doesn't have enough money. If he has got enough money, all the luxuries in his life, there's nothing to worry about. Can you understand? But he seems to have the world on his shoulder. Now the wife is telling us the story. Keep it in your mind now. You have to keep that in your mind. Wife is relating the story. It is through the voice of the wife we look at the clown. We don't know anything about him. We haven't met him. Understood? So we see the wife's perspective. I do my best to cheer him up, poor soul. Wife says, poor soul, poor husband. He's not a successful person. He doesn't have everything in his life. He's not enjoying the day of his life. Poor soul. I do my best to cheer him up. When he comes home tired, exhausted. He just falls into the bed or the chair. And wives, she tries to cheer him up. A devoted wife, no? Although she has not understood the husband, she's a devoted wife. She does her best to cheer him up, make him happy. She knows that He's doing all these things to lead a good life, support the family. Understood? මේ හැම දෙයක්ම කරන්නේ මේ පවුල රැක ගන්න. She knows that. So she tries to make him happy. She tries to bring a smile on his lips. I juggle with eggs, I turn cartwheels. Now, what has happened? The wife has become a clown. Now she juggles with eggs. You know, juggling. You throw things into the air and catch them. So that's juggling. That's what those clowns do to make us happy, make us laugh. I turn cartwheels, I tell jokes, I do me latest card tricks. So now wife is trying to entertain her husband. The husband is an entertainer, no? He's a joker, just an entertainer, a clown. He makes the audience happy, but at home he's not. It is his wife who tries to make him happy at home. See the contrast? Okay? The public life and the personal life, the private life. Totally different. Okay? Totally different. මෙතන ඉන්න කෙනා නෙමෙයි එතන ඉන්නේ. මෙතන ඉන්න මම නෙමෙයි ගෙදර ගිහුවාම ඉන්නේ. Dual characteristics, dual characters. What you see is not real. You can't judge a person by looking at his outer appearance, his clothes, cars, phones he uses. No. Look, I read it again. I do me best to cheer him up, poor soul. I juggle with eggs. I turn cartwheels. I tell jokes. I do me latest card trick. I even have a borrow of his red nose. So I have borrowed a red nose to make him happy. I become a clown. Wife says, I become a clown when he is home. Because I want to make him happy. I do all those things done by him on the stage. Understood, children? So wife is trying to make her poor husband happy. She's trying her best. A good wife, that's all right, although she hasn't understood the mind. She's a good wife. But he doesn't say exactly how he feels. Look, but husband doesn't express she doesn't express him herself. She doesn't say how he feels. She doesn't share his thoughts. He doesn't reveal his mind, his secrets, the suffocations, the sufferings he's undergoing. He's not an open-hearted person. He keeps all those suffering to himself. තේරෙනවද පුතේ? වයිෆ්ට කියන්නේ. Doesn't say what's bothering him inside. Wife can see he's suffering. He's not happy. There's something inside bothering him. But husband doesn't say a word. Just sits there saying almost to himself. So just sits there, sits somewhere. So can you understand the whole poem so far? Yeah? Yes. The title of the poem is Clown's Wife. It is his wife, the clown's wife, who is relating the story. We come to know the clown through the voice of the wife. We see the wife's perspective towards the clown. Wife says he's different on his stage, he's the king, but after coming home from work, he's not happy. It's another character. So we can see the public life and the private life totally different. There's a big contrast. Okay, let's go to the last line. Oh, life, life, showing frustration again. What would I do without this clown of a wife? Now the clown also loves this lady. He says, what a life this is. I can't understand this. But how can I manage this life without this lady? I can't help her. I'm not happy. I can't make her sad. He's also a good husband. But the problem is the society, the world, it is very challenging. It's demanding too much. So this poem talks about the modern person, crushed with duties, lot of work. We are all tired, Taruvane. The image of this clown is very sympathetic, no? He has to put a happy face before the audience. But the reality is not happy. Understood? The wife tries to cheer up her crestfallen, tired, exhausted husband, but in vain. So, although we see, we look at the person and we think that he is happy, but you can't exactly say that he is happy, because the outer appearance, it differs from the reality. It is not the reality, Darwin, because we play dual characters. Here I'm a teacher, at home I play another character. Even my wife does not know who I am. I also can't read her mind, because that is the behavior of the nature of human mind. So we should understand that. So we must learn a subject like literature, Daruni, to talk about all these things. All these things help when it comes to make decisions. It helps you to understand people better. Therefore, learning literature, I think all of you should learn literature, because it teaches you, tells you life. Thank you. Goodbye.